Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at the pitching for today, the 20th of April. It is Sunday. It is Easter Sunday. So happy Easter to everybody out there. We do have a 12-game main slate on DraftKings. FanDuel, I believe, is a 13-game main slate. I think that they are including the Colorado game. Thankfully, DraftKings is not making us deal with that one. A reminder, I will be looking at DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you play on FanDuel, I would cut my pool into a half or even a third on a slate like this, as pricing isn't quite as tight. You're allowed to get the stacks you want with an upper tier ish pitcher. This is a first look at the pitching options on the slate. I do try to go more in depth for members at DFS Army. But let's just jump right in. We're going to try to go game by game a little bit here. Try to hurry through it within this 15-minute video. There's some things in this first game, Minnesota Atlanta, that make me want to consider the pitchers. Obviously, both offenses have struggled recently. The game total in this one is 7.5. Juice is on the over, but there's just a few that are better than this one as far as a total. Both pitchers have K props of 5.5. Joe Ryan's is over. Grant Holmes is juiced to the under. Joe Ryan is plus 165 for the W. Holmes is plus 200. Uh, Weather-wise, it is warm. The wind is slightly blowing out. Slightly, nothing super annoying from a pitcher standpoint, but there's a lot pointing towards, I think, this game playing high scoring, more high scoring than is being projected. Ryan's obviously certainly capable of shutting down an offense. He's done it the last two starts. Really has done it 3 out of 4. His case finally jumped up last time out. He was allowed to throw over 100 pitches. Still only went 5 innings. It's kind of the worry with Twins pitchers these days. It's really a 5 inning. He went 7 against Kansas City where he was absolutely mowing. 85 pitches to get through those 7. I think he's viable, but I think on this slate we're just going to end up removing these guys, and it feels really bad to even consider that. But Holmes just racks up pitch count early. Went 7 2/3 last time out, but prior to that, 104 pitches, 4 innings, 89 pitches, 4 innings. K numbers just aren't strong enough for me. Walks are up there. I just don't think he's worth it. So if anybody makes it into the pool out of this game, it'd be Joe Ryan, but it's not really going to be for me. Um, I'm going to continue to not use Charlie Morton. For whatever reason, he was super popular in this game. Don't understand it, but thankfully, I don't think we need to consider Charlie Morton in this one. Wind is blowing in slightly, but it is from left field, so it's not really going to affect the more dangerous hitters in this. So we can easily skip over this game. If Morton ends up getting projected ownership for some reason, I'm going to like it even more. He's currently projected at right around 9%, according to our site. So it'll be interesting. White Sox, Boston. Interesting weather in Boston. Mid 60s, but it's blowing in from left field at 20 miles an hour. Obviously, that monster can knock down some of the wind, but I mean, that wind coming over the top of that monster, though, man, because you do have to hit the ball so high to get it over it. Not really sure what to think here. Um, we do see a total of 9 for this one, which felt high initially when I saw the weather. Um, but I mean, maybe it makes sense. Tanner Houck hasn't been great. He's minus 298 favorite. He's plus 105 to earn the W. It was left out there to kind of eat it last time out. He's just not a huge K guy. Walks. I'm just not sure. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are drawn to him at 7,100 because of blindly just picking on the White Sox. Um, and while I think picking on the White Sox is probably a profitable scenario long term, is Hulk just suddenly going to be a stud in this spot? I'm not sure with the way that he's thrown the ball. I might include him. I might have to pass on him. It's really tough to figure out. Seeing him at under 6% right now with our projected ownership makes me want to play him. I'm kind of hoping we get an update and it jumps so I can consider removing him just because his upside doesn't really excite me. We're just playing it based purely on the matchup. And a lot of times that tends to backfire on us. Jesus Luzardo, probably the most popular pitcher. Yep, 32% right now. It's been filthy. Case came down last time out against San Francisco. Little revenge narrative against the Marlins here. I think he should be pretty solid for us. Obviously, just all of his props just kind of point to strong performance. He's tied with Scooble with the best K prop on the slate at 6.5 with juice on the over. He's a minus 340 favorite. He's minus 125 to earn the W. And he's second to Scooble in terms of out prop at 18.5. Just everything lines up for Luzardo to be a stud. I just don't know that we can get away from it, to be honest. We have seen Luzardo struggle randomly in the past and have blown up games. Maybe you want to stack Miami for a lineup or two, but I just don't think we need to go there. I think we can rely on Luzardo quite a bit. This game is intriguing to me from a pitching standpoint. Why can't I see Pitt? Slightly blowing in the 60s. Game total just 8. Juices on the over. Both pitchers only have K props of 4.5. Logan Allen's is under, and Mitch Keller's over. Logan Allen's looked pretty good the last two times out. This game against Baltimore, really strong. It's a spot that I wanted to use him in just because I love left-handed pitching in Baltimore, but I had a I had a hard time pulling the trigger. I do think we want to use left-handed pitching against Pittsburgh. Uh, I'm going to take a look on the other monitor, but Mitch Keller is certainly capable of dominant performances, but he's also certainly capable of getting knocked around. His performance has just always been all over the place. I think Cleveland is a decent matchup. They are striking out more this year than they have uh, in previous seasons, but I don't really love the 4.5K prop for him. But he's plus 160 to earn the W, so that does stand out to me. Uh, the Switching back to Logan Allen, the current projected lineup for the Pirates is striking out at a 28% clip against left-handed pitching. And if you take out the fact that Andrew McCutchen has struck out just once against left-handed pitching this year, that number jumps up quite a bit. So I think Logan Allen is kind of sneaky in play, and I hate just punting from a price point standpoint, but he's cheap enough to where I do think he's in play for us. Seattle, Toronto. I think I'm going to pass on both these pitchers. Some things about Castillo's props aren't bad. Obviously, the game total is just 8. He's plus 145 to earn the W, but his K prop's just 4.5. Uh, Toronto generally isn't going to strike out very much. Seattle can strike out a decent amount, and I have had some interest in Easton Lucas this season, but I'm just not sure I want to get there. His K prop's 4.5, juices on the under. He's plus 255 to earn the W. His outs props 15.5 with juice pretty solidly on the under. I just don't think we need to go there. We can skip that game. And normally I look for pitchers against Seattle, so it does feel a little bit weird, but uh, I think we just skip it and we live with it if Lucas shuts him down. Game in Tampa Bay, I think I'm going to end up passing on from a pitching standpoint. Winds blowing out, weather in the mid 80s. I generally like to play Max Fried. I really do. I do think Tampa Bay struggles a bit long term against left-handed pitching, so maybe I do need to reconsider Fried kind of as a under the radar play. I mean, 10.5%, probably a little low considering he's an ace, quote unquote. Um, and maybe he's a way to pivot off of the higher owned Luzardo and Scooble. But man, the ballpark just worries me with the weather, how warm it is, etc. But I think he's going to have to be in play. FPL probably going to have to pass. His home run ball is creeped up, walks are up. The Yankees dangerous team, but they do strike out a lot. I'm just not sure that we want to end up there on this slate. Scooble versus Waka. We get a game total of 7 with juice on the under. Detroit's a minus 218 favorite. Scooble plus 100 to earn the W. Waka is all the way down to plus 310. Scooble's K prop 6.5 juice on the over. Waka's 4.5 with juice on the over as well. I probably won't end up on Waka, but it is intriguing based on the game total. I think it's just Scooble for sure. I want to see his numbers against Kansas City in his career because Kansas City hasn't K'd all that much the last couple of seasons. But obviously, Scooble is about as matchup proof as they get in baseball these days. Cardinals met Sonny Gray and Clay Holmes. This is one that I'm going to have to debate on as the morning progresses. The Mets are minus 142 favorites. Game total of just 7. Juices on the over. Gray's got a K prop of 6.5 with juice on the under, and Clay Holmes is at 5.5, basically a pick 'em. Sonny Gray plus 175 during the W. Well, Clay Holmes is plus 225. If I remember correctly, Sonny Gray was dominant at home and struggled a little bit on the road last year. Both of these teams aren't huge K teams, but I do know that St. Louis has kind of crept up a little bit from a K standpoint, and I think they're kind of regressing a little bit towards their mean. I am a little interested in both pitchers, mostly Clay Holmes, just because he's really impressed me, and his Ks have been there the last couple. He's going to walk some guys, so that is a worry. Um, but I do think both guys are viable. I just don't know if either of them end up in my final pool. Uh, I will be trying to get Clay Holmes, but I just might not get there. This game is very interesting to me. Logan Henderson making his debut is a guy that's got big K numbers in the minors. 200, 257 of them in 187 and two-thirds innings in his minor league career. It's a batting average against of 198. Extreme fly ball guy who's only given up about 1 home run per 9. The issue this year has been walks, but career-wise, 12.33 Ks per 9. Definitely interested in Logan Henderson. It's a super dangerous spot because the A's can get guys on base and 3-run home runs happen, but it's very interesting to me. His K prop's just 4.5. Springs has a K prop of 4.5. He's plus 170 to earn the W, even though he's a slight underdog. I do think left-handed pitching against the Brewers is the way to go, so I am interested in Springs. I'm not forcing him in, but he's certainly somebody that I'm interested in. Game in Wrigley, where we've seen a ton of runs, but now we get colder temperatures and wind blowing in. Obviously, some risk for the pitching, but I think we can consider them. I don't feel super excited about either of them, though. Merrill Kelly coming off of a strong performance. Jameson Taillon, he's been solid, but this Arizona squad knocked him around again this season, and I just like Arizona from an offensive standpoint overall. I think Glasnow is totally fine. I just don't know that I want to pay 10K for him, given our options, but he's capable of putting up a ceiling performance pretty much against anybody at this point. Molly, not really all that interested. I think Otani's going to be back. If Otani's still out, maybe Molly makes it, but I doubt it. But there we have it. There's a first look at pitching for today. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at TFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc. I will put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's RAZ, for 10% off monthly. And as always, best of luck, everybody.